Hello, hello, and welcome back to the A Show, the Kings Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am Justin, here with Meelz. What's up, Meelz?
I am here trying to figure out what is going on in the world of rap music. I feel like everything is going on simultaneously. I can't keep up. There is, according to, as we record this show, the Hip Hop Awards are going to be tonight on BET. They used to have prominent ciphers. I have no idea if they even have ciphers anymore on the show.
Ciphers. What kind of a man? Go ahead.
Raps with other men. Um,
Yeah, in a circle. What?
in a circle. Ugh, gross. So they have that. Female rap game is just in disarray completely. I can't explain it. I feel like the two figureheads of this women's generation are doing a very poor job in maintaining it. I feel like now it feels like Cardi and Nicki are really just going tit for tat on, like, they have their group of women and Nicki has her group of women, and it's like
I'm gonna tell you one thing. They was talking so much shit about the dudes beefing. Look at this. Look at this.
disgusting. Listen, prison
Come on,
pants. I'm
come
still
on, man.
crying at prison pants.
Prison Pants got it. It was corny up to that point, but I knew we were gonna talk about this. I literally was like, we're gonna talk about this because like I was like, it's kind of disturbing because I feel like you can only I hate that Cardi's kind of becoming what the type of person she hated, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with the petty beefs and all that shit. But I also feel like she needs to stay off Twitter. But I also feel like JT shouldn't have tweeted that.
I feel
Like, I
like
feel like
JT's a very risky tweeter. Like, she's too. I want to see. Here's the thing. I think we came up with a good point that, like, Cardi B has too much money,
yeah,
like more than enough money than just like.
he's
Granted,
bored.
she's absolutely bored.
Like, what would like people can say album. I'm like, what would that do? Like, obviously, I want another one too. I think 5 years is you're not Lauren Hill. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like get the fuck out of here. But I feel as though like, what would that? She's already at the level like mega star level. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
what's the second album gonna do for her? But just kind of leave her at the same level that she's already at. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think that the Nicki thing is just. I mean, we can unpack this for years, for a whole
Mm-hmm.
episode. We can unpack this, but I think their beef is just it's whack now. It's literally 50 in game at this point. I'm tired of hearing it.
It's yeah. They no one targets anyone directly. There's no music being put out about one or the other. There's no massive events or anything like that. We're in like the third act of this beef.
Fifth act.
And
Listen, and I don't. I listen. I really don't care who has writers. We
yeah,
never. I don't care. I really don't care. Like I'm like, how is Ice Spice with one song the success story and Glorilla the success stories? They're 10 years younger than y'all women.
they're fighting over who's gonna be on the Munch mix. You know, is it gonna be Nicki or is it gonna be Cardi? Like, legitimately, this is Megan. I love Megan, but can't sell over 60,000 units in the first week. Like, what are we really doing overall? Like, where are we going with this? Like, do we want all these girls are stars in their own right, which is fantastic, but really, where are we going long term with this? Like, what is this becoming? So I just have so many questions. Kanye West is just. I have not. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest on this podcast.
I'm paying attention to that.
I have not. Oh, you can hear. I don't know if you hear it. The heat is back on. So welcome to another 7 to 8 months of that.
Wait, it's
Um,
cold up there right now?
yes, it's freezing. It's like 50
Oh, October.
degrees.
It's 50 degrees already. Oh, it is October.
No, but it's not supposed to be this fast. That's the point. It's really supposed to be like 70 degrees. But I'm assuming, hurricanes and other stuff. It's been raining here for like 4 or 5 days. We haven't seen the sun since last Thursday.
I think I might get one good evening. You were sick for the Eric Adams Raw season premiere thing last night too. let's just be clear. You're a sick man.
He might pull up. I feel like he would. Who would not want to shake the hand of Triple H?
He said,
You
Kentucky
know,
don't got this.
talking about Brooklyn Monday Night Raw. You know, keeping the kids off the street. You know, away from the crack epidemic that's currently. This man is got to be the worst mayor that I've ever. The
How long
corniest
do y'all
mayor.
have him? How long do y'all have him?
I think another.
2
Good
years?
lord, a while. It might be 3. It's a while. It's felt like probably longer than it actually is, but it's probably like legitimately a while. But um, yeah. No, I was gonna say about Kanye West. I'm be honest with you. I've not absorbed any Kanye West content since probably 2018.
No,
I've not.
that's fair.
I've not listened to an album. I've not wanted to go to a show. I've not watched a music video. If he's on something, I'm not really care to watch it. I have not listened to Down to 1. I did not listen to Down to 2. I did not watch any of the the
You
Twitch
gotta listen to
things.
Donda too on an Echo Dot, I think.
I've not absorbed anything, but I see the pictures online and I'm just like, it looks like he's just a shell of his former. I don't know what to say anymore. Um,
he's having a normal one.
He's, I mean, yes, absolutely. Rihanna's doing the Super Bowl. Are you excited for that? I love Rihanna. It's been a while.
I don't consume the NBA, and according to her, she didn't either up
NFL.
until years. Or I'm sorry, the NFL. I don't consume the NFL, and according to her, she didn't either up until literally, a week ago. But has she
Well, I
addressed that?
mean,
Has she addressed that yet?
no. I'm assuming there will be a press conference before Super Bowl, which I assume that she'll address very quickly. But she's got like 4 months to actually address it. But she'll figure something out till then.
The thing is that whatever she says, people are going to like accept it.
Of course, it's Rihanna.
It's so crazy. It's just like whatever she says, they're going to accept it because it's like it's perfectly fine for you to consider her like, oh, she broke the industry stereotype of like not really. This has nothing to do with wrestling, by the way, but not
Of course.
not bending to the will of Jay-Z, by saying that she can never be corny, right? She says I can never be corny. I'm never doing the NFL, and then she turned around and said, all right, I'm doing the NFL.
Yeah.
But hey, man, you got kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you got kids.
It's just different now, you know?
You got to pay bills, But there's a lot going on. I'm more saddened that I'm gonna probably just have to mute Cardi altogether at this point because I think that she has moments where I think that she still has that personality that we all kind of fell in love with, and then this beef stuff is like it comes up every quarter, it seems like, and then she drops one song that will go to number one or whatever and be hot for a long time, and then she's just like, all right, album's not gonna be done for a while. It's like, all right,
And
well,
the
how
cycle
should I
starts over again. Yeah.
invest? It's like I think a lot of things with like with I hate saying female MCs with women MCs. I don't know, like femcs. Remember people were saying femcs?
To white writers, yeah.
That was almost more misogynistic than saying female MCs. Femc sounds like a disease. Like it sounds nasty. Like I don't want to be a femc. I don't want to
No.
listen to femcs, but
No.
I think it's just a dangerous thing to go into a beef, and then that's really just all you've made your name off of. We love Cardi for her personality and the fact that the personality kind of extends to her music. I thought
Right.
that was always the thing. That was her it factor. With Nicki, it was that she's the most technically gifted rapper of all time, but she can't stay out of her own way. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it sucks to see Cardi kind of falling into the trap relentlessly every single time. Every time. I don't care what type of DMs you get. I don't
It's
care.
just Bronx bitch shit, man. It's literally just being I'm all these things, all these same things. I was like, yeah, I've seen it before. I've seen it.
But the tomorrow remix, I mean, is legitimately good.
Great record.
It's
I love it.
legitimately good. It's a legitimate top 10 hit. Be happy with that. Who cares what JT says? Like, I thought it was really mean to bring up the fact that they haven't had a hit in a long time. I thought that was really mean.
No, but it was definitely mean, but
That was mean.
also accurate. So insanely accurate. She
Yeah, it
was
was
like, "What?"
accurate. It was accurate, but who was it for?
Yeah, no, that's it. See, now she become 50. See, this is what 50 did. Numbers, sound scans, circling YouTube numbers and shit like
That's
that.
what JT did. JT circled the number, right?
No,
Or am I
I
getting
think
it wrong?
Cardi did. Cardi did. Because
Ugh.
Cardi wanted to prove that she ain't have a poppin' song since Cardi was on their song.
All right, all right. That's
Like, they're like Good Love featuring Usher. Great. I wonder how that's working out. And I don't get me wrong, I love all these female rappers, but it's nasty out here in these streets. It's
yeah.
nasty. Yeah,
It's
look
very
at that.
nasty.
It's definitely Cardi. First of all, JT was not in the video, which makes it even funnier. Prison
Yeah,
sentence.
makes it more hilarious. Your ass was in jail. And then you know the worst thing.
227 million. Ah,
You know the worst thing about it is, and I'll get off this point.
sure.
I thought it was the weakest shit was that you're dragging other women into it and making it messier. Like I didn't like that Nicki made her Avi JT and Cardi made her Avi Carisha. I was like, all right, now we've reached. What is this?
JT.
Or yeah, wait.
She made
I
her
thought Cardi was Carisha.
Nick no, Cardi made her Avi Remy Ma.
Well, no, it was Carisha first.
Oh, it
She
wasn't?
must have
Okay.
switched. Yeah, she switched it to. See now, look, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. She made her thing Remy Ma, and then Nikki made her JT. Which is, I mean, yeah. No, this is just nasty. It's disgusting. It's giving me
They're
Survivor
turning
Series.
into the stands. They're turning into the stands.
Yes, which is a dangerous part of the music. If you wonder why, this is being my long-standing theory. If you're wondering why a lot of female artists like go through these periods where they don't sell as much as their male counterparts, look at the
Because of this.
stands.
It's because of this.
When you section off the music that you listen to and the music that you support, nobody wins. Nobody.
Yeah, when you make it uncool to listen to Nicki and then listen to Cardi, like this is why I always say, and on Black Print Radio this week, there's a really good conversation with Matt McNeil who worked with J Cole for a while. He said he made sure to bring Cole and Drake together to make sure that there was no issues, right? And there's nobody like that on these two teams. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wins with a Drake and Kendrick beef. That's why I'm like I never understood why people kept pushing for that.
Right.
Nobody wins with that. Everyone loses because they don't make as much money as they could, and they look and it's circling a drain. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no reason for Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake to all beef or do this, that, and the third. It's best that they stay in their lanes and they make it okay for everyone to listen to and consume the music equally. That's why they're all successful. Because they're not telling you that it's not cool to listen to this or not cool to listen to this. They're not saying that to you. This is just you're cutting off your fan base.
Absolutely.
If you had one, if you even had one, I think more than anything, like I do get concerned with Meg, but I yeah, it's a different conversation. I do want to say something though.
Sure.
Everybody listening, normalize days off, man. Feels good.
Yes.
Normalize taking a day off. If you haven't taken a day off and you don't even know how long, take a day off tomorrow. Whenever you're listening to this, take a day off tomorrow. Just normalize that. We got to normalize being able to take a day off and recharge. I told my boss yesterday. I said, "Man, I'm burnt out, man. I'm gonna take a day off tomorrow." All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be able to do that. I feel like we came up in
Or call
an
out sick.
age. Don't call out sick. I did that, and I didn't know why.
Don't call out sick and then go to Monday Night Raw and appear on TV with Wale
I could
in
have
the
still
front
did
row.
that. I could have still did that.
So my thing was, I feel like if your job doesn't begin in office hours, if your job doesn't grant you necessarily, like my old job didn't necessarily grant mental health days or the ability to just like take a day off, I always recommend, listen, you don't have to give them a reason, call out sick, take the day to yourself, and
This was
just come
before
back.
mental health. This is before
Yes,
mental health days too. Yeah.
Yeah, I would always recommend just like I did it. Well, I took a lot of them because I had a lot. My old job, I stored up a lot when I was in the pandemic working from home. I never really had to call out sick. So by the time we got back to working in person, I had all these sick days that I never took. And then when the job was stressing me and all this other stuff like that, I would just take days off. I'd be like, okay, I'm not coming in. I'm gonna call out sick this day. There's nothing they can't, kind of dig in as to why or where.
Well, it
If
was
you're after a
That's why it
certain,
was bullshit that's why it was bullshit that I got let go because like I could have still been sick there. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
That's why
absolutely.
I got snitched on. That wasn't the reason I got let go wasn't because I was at Raw. It was because I got snitched on. That's
And
really
also
why.
other things. Something else is very pertinent that I feel like is like what, but hey, what are
What was the
you
other
gonna?
thing? It was a white person
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
room.
yeah.
It was a white person.
Um, how about this? So we got some stuff to talk about today. We have predictions.
Yeah.
Um, we have beyond the work shoots and female rap. We have work shoots with wrestlers to talk about.
Hey, today is work shoot from rap beat to taking a day off. Today is work shoot day, so we're gonna get all into that. We're gonna go to Patreon real quick, so we'll be right back with Patreon on the A Show. All right, we're back. No holds barred. We're gonna talk about some work shoots, some shoot works, some
Some bad works, some good
some bad
shoots.
work, some bad shoots, all of that shit. If you missed Patreon, you missed a really good discussion on what do we talk about? We talked about AEW ratings on there
We
and
talk about
why I think they're
go
not
ahead,
connected. Uh, and we talked about the Fiend, or not the Fiend. We talked about Bray Wyatt. So,
Bray Wyatt. Which I'm not.
um,
If for the kids, y'all can keep up with the QR codes. It's not going to be me. I'm not. I'm not running up to my television screen to scan whatever is on the back of Corey Graves' thing. Like I don't care. Just have him show up. I don't care. This is the
uh,
shit that I was talking about.
where do we want to start here? Andrade El Idolo had an
Mm.
interview with Mas Lucha, and he says a lot of things about AEW here. And this goes into what we're going to talk about next, meal. So I already know what we're about to say here because I've been feeling a way about this since they announced the career versus mask angle with him and the Dark Order guy with Preston Vance on Rampage this week. I guess they're trying to get people to watch that show when you put them against two people that they don't care about. Um, so he said he feels a little stagnant in AEW and he feels like he wants more. He said that his schedule in WWE was inhuman due to his scope of work that never turned up on TV. But he said, he can't imagine. I think because he's fighting on TV, it's the only time he fights. But there are non-televised matches in other cities. But since he joined AEW, he liked the schedule, but he's not happy there. He says it's difficult because I want more, but I feel like I feel like I want more now that Roosh is here. I want it's like the pressure that we want more. He goes on to say that he is in conversation and has conversation with Triple H, and he laughs about how he's been treated at AEW. He said that he got into a scuffle or something like that or argument with Sammy Guevara, which leads us into this next point. Where he said that basically Sammy Guevara complained that Andrade hit him too hard and too frequently in some match that they had, and he said that if he told Guevara, if I hit you too hard, then you should do the same to me. And then he said that he talked to them without a physical altercation, but in the interview he said he cried or something like that. So there were three matches I think they said they had. It was a February match, it was a tornado match at Revolution, and I guess a third match that no one's seen or
Three-way
heard about.
with Darby Allen. Three-way
Oh
Darby Allen.
yeah, that's what it was. Then Sammy got onto here's my thing: you playing with fire. Sammy could get mushed and call somebody a fat piece of shit unscripted, and the other person get fired, and not him for actually doing the shit.
Right. Because apparently he suffered way too many consequences in the past already, so he's all consequenced out.
Yeah.
But
So he goes on Twitter
yeah,
and he says he doesn't at Andrade, which is weird, and says, "You're a jobber, a favor hire, be grateful, bitch."
mm. Tuesday morning, Andrade tweeted this in response to Guevara. Says, I said it to your face. If you had a problem with me and you said nothing, I won't beat your ass because I'm a professional. Don't be scared. When I say something, I name names and I'm not scared to get fired. I bet he ain't. Hashtag
I know he is.
Yo,
He said, I'm good in any hood.
listen, man, I ain't scared to get fired, man. I go to Mexico. I got with my wife's promotion. Da, 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 da. I'm Ric Flair's, son-in-law. I'm good in any hood.
Exactly. So Sammy
Um,
then responded
but
saying, "You didn't say shit to me, you liar. But here's some truth, you ungrateful prick. You would be jobless if it wasn't for your dad-in-law. Are you really mad at me or mad at yourself for failing to get over for a second time? Just go back to WWE like we all know you want to do and fuck off." And Andrade said then after that, "Okay, I'm a liar. See you on Wednesday. I'll tell you to your face again, and nothing you say that you do not have any problem or something." What?
not his first language, but we getting there. Listen, man. First of all, Sammy Guevara, the gall. He's not even. He's talented, but he's not even close to being like a staple name. He's been
Never been
a
never been on a WrestleMania in his life.
never a true carrier on. His first show. I mean, legitimately, the only parts of his career where he's gotten over is when he's been with Chris Jericho. Because he's been cited with Chris Jericho, I'm not even sure if it's the first AEW show,
It
but
was.
he was always part of the inner circle with Chris Jericho. They do the, Jericho Appreciation Society. He's flailing in the wind with his, no-lipped wife. And
Oh my god.
I don't know how you be kissing with no lips, man. But he's flailing in the wind, so he has to join back the Jericho Appreciation Society. Nothing this man can say to me means shit because he hasn't actually made like money. Like
Yeah.
you, not me. You ain't. Andrade has, was a big deal in Mexico. Still is, even though he don't want to work there no more. But it's a big deal. Big deal in WWE. Big deal in AEW. He's been signed for however it is. And it's like, I feel like also considering how much it's like, okay, how much Andrade was given for his signing, there's no way that could be a pity hire.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's not like, man, just sign my son-in-law, man. Give him
yeah,
$2 million. Like, no.
they were making bank.
That doesn't make any sense. My thing in here is this, right? We're getting at a point with AEW where everything is it real? Is it not? And I had worried about this happening, Meelz, if you go all the way back to June of this year. And then we even talk about it again with the Punk stuff. If AEW was flying a little too close to the sun with all of this work shoot stuff, literally on the actual reports that you read about this is basically like, oh, we don't know if this is real or not. And why is that? Because you guys do this every single fucking week at this point.
Also, there's a reason why I'm not gonna make this a WWE thing, but there's a reason why they don't do this in WWE. Because you will lose your job.
Yeah, the cussing and all that stuff is crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
you will legitimately lose your job and stuff like that, saying fuck off, go back to WWE. Pretty much inciting so that he's going to see you on Wednesday. So it could potentially be some sort of violence that's coming his way. So pretty much inviting kind of negativity your way. People in WWE don't do this because you will lose your job. They are hawks on the social. They will find whatever you say. Remember old girl? What's the old girl's name? The one that said Sasha Banks ain't black.
oh man, Amari Miller.
I don't know what got in her. I don't know what got in her mind. I don't know. But she ain't won a match since. Not that she was winning much anyway, but you ain't winning now. And there's been other situations like that where you just don't do that in sort of a professional setting. I mean, this is why y'all have all these backstage meetings for and Jericho be talking all that shit for, right? To be
Yeah.
professional when you guys do things, and act professionally. Whereas this guy, he hasn't been professional, whether it's been running to Fightful to give his side of whatever fucking fight story with Eddie Kingston, or talking all this shit on Twitter and stuff like that.
He's allowed to do it. That's my thing, is that like he has the type of privilege that only white people get.
Hey.
Now, the thing that remains to be seen, right, is if this Andrade match that they're apparently hyping to on Friday means that he will not be in the company if he loses this match. My thing is this: I don't think he's going to lose this match. I think that it's really weird they're throwing out a mass versus career match on a show nobody watches for real. That's cold. You watch this more than I do. Are they feuding? Were the Dark Order and Andrade feuding like that?
Not on Rampage. They have been like interrupting. They've just been interrupting people's segments. It's not, and they've done it on Dynamite. They've done it on other people's shows. Maybe they have done it on Rampage, to be honest with you. But it's not like anything. To be honest with you, after probably like the second Rampage match, I kind of tune out, especially if the main event is going to be. I'm not interested in the main event. So I usually kind of tune out. But this hasn't been a show-stopping feud that I think warrants the stipulation that it's currently getting. But maybe they want to take Andrade off television. Maybe they want to boost ratings for Rampage. Maybe they want to unmask the stupid guy in Dark Order and and change his gimmick. There's a lot of things that's going on, but they're allowing a lot of shit too. They need to figure that out.
It's either they're allowing this dysfunction to spill over, or they're doing work shoot stuff, and neither of those are good at all. Neither of those are good. One before we continue on, I want to say R.I.P. to Antonio Inoki as well. I know that should have been at the top of No Holds Barred. It was on my docket here, but rest in peace to him. Some great fucking matches.
Hey man, legend. I knew of him before I knew probably any other Japanese wrestler. To be honest with you, he's a damn legend.
I believe I want to say I think me and Cyrus did watch an Inoki match on the Vader episode, but him versus Vader was literally like, that was it for me. That was one of my favorite matches of all time. But RIP to him. I know we're cross referencing this with some negative stupid shit, but a legend in the game. I know New Japan put out a statement today saying that they had pretty much kind of mended the fences with him before he passed, which is a good thing. So hopefully something can come out of that, a real cool tribute over in New Japan. But I mean, again, with AEW, like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't understand this. It's odd. I guess you'll have to see on Wednesday what's up. I know that the Tin Man is acting like he's about to leave too. Did you see that?
None of these people leaving. If they do, God bless them. But I don't think they're leaving. But we'll see.
Basically tweeted he tweeted goodbye or something like that.
He'll be back next week. I don't know.
Has he been on TV in a while?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
Yeah, I listen, man. Really, really, really good shit. AEW. Continue on. Montez Ford has an injury, man.
Got the boot. You got the boot on him.
I'm hearing that it was a calf injury. They haven't announced what it was or what it is yet, but this is just, what we've heard through the grapevine.
#sources.
#sources. Max Dupree.
Ooh.
Is done.
He's done with that maximum male model shit. He's like, get me the fuck out of there. Which, you know what, I'm not mad at, because it still looks like they're keeping maximum male models. They're just having them do ridiculous shit with Maxine Dupree, which I liked what they did on SmackDown. There's definitely a role for them on that stupid show, doing stupid things and getting beat up by people. But yeah, LA Knight, he's already like switch fits essentially.
He took the M off, the M belt. I was like, what type of designer is the M for? Sheesh.
He took that shit off and he was like, "Listen, I'm out of here. Y'all doing this." I was like, "Okay, this is where you draw the line." Suddenly, ridiculously, but you know what? LA Knight, it was always. It's funny. Literally a week before Vince goes, he's like, "We cut LA Knight out of the thing." This man,
Now,
he's not working for me.
we're not firing him though, but we're gonna cut him out.
We don't like the cut of his jib. We don't like. I don't think he accentuates the titulation of this gimmick enough.
Right.
And then a week later, Vince leaves. He's back in, or he never left the fold, to be honest with you. And now
Yeah, he
he's
was just
officially out.
yeah. I would like to think that the creative team said we need to actually build this up and not do what Vince did and just hotshot him back into a new gimmick the next week.
Listen, he's 39 years old. I ain't trying to waste no time being a male model manager neither. Get me, let me pull up in my shit like I did in NXT. Let me do what I do, and the people will love me for it. So yeah, we may be seeing LA Knight pretty soon back on our television.
Seth Rollins did an interview with Ariel Helwani. Have you got to get a chance to listen to some of that?
Boy, did I! I would listen to it as it was airing live.
That's awesome. I love that you do that. I think that's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Sometimes I got time.
He spoke to Ariel about not getting his just due in WWE. He says he feels like he never, in some ways, I've never got my just due. I've never been the guy, you know? I've never been the one on the marquee at WrestleMania. It was John, it was Roman, and in some regards at Ring of Honor, it was Nigel or it was Bryan. I gotta kind of like red flag that one because he was champion for quite some time there. The only thing that, and I always say this right now, they fumbled Tyler Black
Tyler
and
Black. Mm-hmm.
they fumbled him by giving him the title way too late to a point where when he got it, fans hated him and they were tired of him always kind of not winning the big one when it count. He also went on to say, "I was always the guy on the come up or on the underneath. I was kind of the second or the next big thing type. Then that always just eats at me so much. I don't know where the competitive spark comes from, but it drives me insane." And he says, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. Maybe there are people out there that draw more money, perform better in the ring, sell more merch, et cetera, than me. And I've got this inflated idea of myself. That's the fear that I'm just dead wrong. So maybe that's the truth and maybe that's just how it is, but I can't operate at optimum levels accepting that.
Here's my thoughts on this. Triple H was never the guy either.
That's true. That's true.
Triple H, I think he ended up. There are situations where it's like, okay, he's obviously like the head thing on Raw or something along those lines. But when WWE was in his heyday, he was never the guy. There were at least two other people ahead of him at all points. And then when he finally got to the point where he could have been the guy, he had to make new guys. so it really, to me, it deals a lot with just how kind of people. One, it come to me, it kind of like a lot of your background as well. I feel like more recently, the indie guys kind of, there's a little bit of a stigma that you're just like a good in-ring hand as opposed to a very malleable character that can kind of do anything. So you're kind of like being used in the ring. So you're kind of more so relegated to a lot of things as opposed to being given opportunities similar to like what a Roman would get. So I think there's that. But there's nothing wrong with the role that he's in. It's just, nah, you're not going to be the guy. It's Roman. It's Roman. Like,
It just is what it is.
yeah.
I do appreciate his candidness and talking about his insecurities. Like I think that it's very rare you get someone to be that candid about what they think they can and can't do. And my thing with Seth is I feel like he don't get enough respect. And I feel like a lot of the hatred from him came from his tweets or whatever about loving where he worked. And again, you can say what you want about the guy, you know what I'm saying, based off that. I think it's a really kind of like whatever. Like there's people who fucking say they love working on the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like people do weird shit like that. But in ring, the guy is to me like untouchable, man. What he did for Cody, and he talks about that on this interview as well. And I thought he was very. I thought he was kind of that was kind of like workish to you, right? Like he has to keep the Cody feud kind of going, right?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he is kind of tight. He had to lose 3 times in a row. Like he had to put him over 3 times, and he's like he gets it. I think he generally does get it, but it's more so like why him, you know?
Yeah,
He wants to be the top guy, but he realizes he's also the guy who makes guys and has to lose 3 times. Again, it's Triple H, you know?
right.
Batista's in this role 2005, loses to Batista 3 straight times because we're making stars here. We're trying to build the ecosystem, and sometimes that's just your role in the company. It just is what it is.
He also goes on to talk about Bray Wyatt, another candid section talking about the Fiend thing, which I think that was the beginning of like WWE on one knee. Like like this started the AEW can really overtake them conversation, right? Like it was just like, all right, yeah, it might be cooked for these niggas. But he says that the Bray Wyatt character was just difficult. I mean, if you look at anybody that worked with the Bray Wyatt character for an extended period of time, they didn't come out of it better than they went in. It was very difficult to have a story with him where, aside from Randy Orton, who obviously killed him, it was difficult for everyone. I think that maybe Daniel Bryan might have escaped a little unscathed, but I mean, everyone pretty much met a dire end for their character, and that was the end for Seth Rollins' character as you knew it, the Beast Slayer character. It was tough figuring out how to tell a good wrestling story with that character.
I mean, he ain't wrong. There's nothing wrong said about that. I echoed his sentiments about the Bray Wyatt character. I would like to see him get another crack at it, but I doubt it. You know, at this point, cut your losses. It did a lot of damage, I think, to his career at that time that he's rehabilitated thus far. But it's true, and I think it's something they have to worry about as there's rumors that Bray Wyatt's coming back.
Yeah. I think that's it um for No Holds Bar. You got anything else?
No, not really. I feel like what we can do because we have predictions that we have to do. Um, what were you feeling this week on both shows? There's a lot that went on both shows. What were you feeling?
I felt like Raw was a little bit more of a show than SmackDown was this week or last week. I felt like I was in my phone for a lot of SmackDown by the second hour. Um because there wasn't enough meat on it. And that's not to say it was a bad show. I honestly don't think like either shows have been bad. Like I just feel like there's been weeks where it's been nothing. Like last week's Raw was kind of like nothing. This week's Raw, I felt like there was a little bit more meat on the bone, but I feel like SmackDown, they're trying to give you more for the season premiere, and I get that, right?
Of course.
Um, but I mean, we're waiting for Roman because the thing is, no big things happen on this show until Roman shows up.
Oh,
Like they
also,
don't do. Go ahead.
no, sorry. Wanted to note on SmackDown due to the hurricane, you saw a lot of Raw people show up, and a lot of people couldn't also be on SmackDown. Um,
Yes. And I'll give that to SmackDown that week. I did realize like, oh God, why the hell is Bianca there? Why the
what the fuck is
why are these
Kevin
people?
Owens and Gargano here?
Yeah, like well, I again I don't have any glaring like negative things to say. I wish they would stop with the interference booking. I
Hmm.
think I think he was doing really good on both shows, having definitive wins, and then you run into the fact that it's like, oh shit, we got another 20 something to 12 to 20 something weeks of the year that we got to do this, and some people have to look strong. Hire more jobbers, do more fucking hire more jobbers, dude. Like you cannot be protecting everyone as they are. I thought the carrying cross vignette was extremely strong. I thought it was really good. I thought there was really good stuff on SmackDown that kind of built up to Extreme Rules, the Live and Ronda stuff. I felt was effective to me.
There was
Um,
something that you know what, that stood out to me in terms of you talking about protecting guys. Mustafa Ali, granted, great worker. Also, given way not necessarily given way too much, but man, just tap out when he put the hurt lock on you. Ain't no passing out. You ain't Stone Cold Steve Austin.
yeah. They said no,
man,
no. I said, all right.
man gave me the spear that has beaten so many people and the hurt lock. And he was like, I'm not tapping out. I was like, you better tap the fuck out. What's wrong with you? Come on, man.
Hey, listen, man. hilarious. Raw, I thought was good. I mean, like you mentioned, and we mentioned the Ali Bobby Lashley match, but I thought it was actually really good. And the thing is that on the other end of that crazy shit is like I feel like it rebuilt Ali a little bit because he's been floundering since he got back. Um, we got a date on a couple things. We finally got a date for the Gargano Theory thing. I figured they would want to put that on a big show. I still think it's weird KO's not on this pay per view, but makes sense. There's
Maybe he'll be at Barclays next week. There's a
that could
Barclays is a big show.
that could happen as well. I thought that the Bianca Bailey promo was extremely effective, as well as the end of the show angle. The visual of that was extremely effective for me. I thought that was really good.
My nitpicky thing about that promo, I feel like, and I get what they did, so I'm not like, at the end of the day, it just does what it does anyway. I feel like Bianca dismissed a lot of things that Bailey said. And all that Bailey stuff is true. It's not that she's crazy and this has become her regular self. People legitimately turned on Bailey. So she was like, fuck y'all, and I'm gonna turn on you. And Bianca was just more so like, this was always you. This was the real you that's always been living inside of you. I was like, that's not true. It's not true at all. But that's my only nitpicky thing about it. I don't care about the rest of it. I thought it was a good ending to Raw, and I think it was just good work entirely. Even on Raw with the Edge promo, I thought was great.
Super effective. He got it. He going to that well a lot. So I hope he stopped going to that well. He's going to do I still got it? I'm like, all right.
All right, man. All right, man.
Going to that well a lot.
Hurts now? What hurts now, buddy?
Yeah. A bag of bones. I said, all right, nigga.
All right, brother. Okay.
You ain't going to that well. Nigga. Yeah,
you
going to that well. He's doing that shit a little too much, my nigga. Relax. But I thought a lot of the go home stuff was really effective. Daniel Cormier and the fight pit. I think they're making this a big deal. I think they're making this a bigger deal than what I feel like the previous regime would have made it, in my opinion. I feel like Seth and Matt would have probably did a main event angle at the end, or a main event match at the end of Raw, and that would have been in the program. Like I feel like
it came together very, very quickly, and it came together very naturally. So
yeah, I thought it was super effective. There's no doubt in my mind Seth is gonna lose on Sunday and then win the US title, right? Is that what you're thinking too?
Let's go to predictions and let's set this thing up.
Yeah, because I when he said that, I said, yeah, Bobby, your days are numbered, brother. Seth needs a title because they keep talking about that. They keep talking about the title stuff, and I think it's high time that he got a title too.
They ain't got nothing for Bobby in that gold tooth, man. You saw his gold tooth? You saw it, right?
I saw that. I said, wait a minute. So 1 week I said you missing teeth, and you went to go get a gold tooth. The fuck wrong?
Tooth. He old school. He old school with it.
He must have a stylist now. He's wearing like Yeezys and shit. I was like, all right,
man, big ass shoes.
Yeah, you was never on that shit. He was never on that shit, bro. He was never on that shit.
Come on, man. All right, you get packages and all types of. You got a stylist. They all getting. You know what? More power to them. Give everybody a stylist. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Everybody.
The stylist said, let's cover up the fact that we can see the whole back of your fucking mouth when you talk with no teeth. Let's give you a gold tooth and have them stare at that. That's so crazy.
Give everybody a stylist. Let's talk about it. Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules from the Wells Fargo Center, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Every match has a step. Thank you. Hold on 1 second. Thank you so much for giving us stipulations, okay? I feel like I shouldn't have to thank you, motherfuckers, but it's been years since you guys have, like, genuinely been years since we've had an Extreme Rules show. It feels like Extreme Rules, so thank you. Let's get into it. But I want to start first. Let's start with the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium. What was that?
No. I was gonna say that.
Oh yes, Brawling Brutes versus Imperium 6-man tag team match, and a good old fashioned Donnybrook match. We just had one of these 2.5 months ago with Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. So we know what it's all about. I feel bad for all the prop people on Saturday having to put shit in and take shit out the ring. They're gonna have to do a lot of video packages on Saturday to clean the
Hey
show.
man, you gotta earn that dollar because them past Extreme Rules, y'all been sitting down. I've been seeing it. Come on now, better get
Get your
up.
ass up, clean them table shards out the ring, nigga.
You better hustle. You know what I'm saying? You better hustle. Can I give
Them pipes up.
hold on, quick shout out? Samantha Irvin, great Imperium every time. Do you listen to her when she announces the members of Imperium?
Is that Samantha or is that the girl with the afro type?
That's Samantha. That's Samantha. No.
Okay.
No. The one with the afros on NXT. Samantha Irvin's on SmackDown. She says every voice with their like
Different.
native tongue. Yes.
Yeah.
Giovanni Vinci, Ludwig Kaiser, and Gunther. And I'm like, oh, you got it. You got it.
I've liked this feud. Let me just tell you right now. I have
Mm-hmm.
no problems with this. I thought the beatdown on SmackDown was very effective to set up to be the go home to their rematch this week.
Yes.
I did not realize that it's going to be the day after the fucking match.
Hey man.
Oh man, I feel bad for you.
This Sheamus, you roll with the punches. You know?
Well, okay, so I guess to predict this, we got to predict the match before. So I would say Sheamus loses, right? On Friday?
Yes. I'm going to say that Sheamus loses on Friday. Yes.
Give him 20 minutes. Let him go out on something that they can remember.
Mm-hmm.
Sheamus loses, and then I think you got to go into. I think this match is going to be a banger, regardless. I mean, what is it? 5 of these people in this match have already wrestled each other before, so they already know what's good. And Sheamus is Sheamus. I think it's going to be great, but I think the Brawling Brutes are going to win this. You got to get their heat back somehow, because I think that they have a legitimate tag team with Ridge and Butch.
I believe so as well. I think just because, and then also it's like you need some sort of, continued. We need more contenders in the tag team division. And I have to say that Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci can't necessarily be that, but give Ridge Holland and Butch, let them do their thing, let them get a big win, let Sheamus get a win. Honestly, it wouldn't be necessary, to be honest, if Gunther wins the second match, but this could lead to a third match between Sheamus and Gunther. So I could see that, but I want to say I want the Brawling Brutes to win. I do. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Imperium is going to win.
Right. Next up, Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a strap match. This has been a feud that's been in the making for about a good part of the summer into going into the fall. Now this is their first match here in the strap match. I think it's a good stipulation. It keeps Karrion from running. Also, enough bullshit that would prevent Drew from winning. Now the thing is that this is, to me, Karrion Kross's biggest match that he's had in this company, right? Would you agree?
Absolutely.
He has a lot to prove here. I think he has a whole lot to prove.
Let me ask you something. Strap match. Mm-hmm. Do you prefer the pinfall variation or the touch all 4 corners variation?
I really like the touch all 4 corners variation, because me and Cyrus watched Batista versus JBL strap match a couple of months ago, and I like that it was fire. Okay, and the one, like, I just love the spot where the babyface touches the turnbuckle and then the heel does it right behind him.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to get to the last one. I think that's a really effective one. And I think, again, you get the fans invested in that. And it's like, okay, how are they going to get out of this?
You can do a goofy finish and no one loses heat,
Yeah, exactly. And I think with this, again, there's a lot of chicanery that could happen. Scarlett's still out there. I think you have to have Karrion have a strong showing. I think there's no better person than someone who rarely ever misses in these types of situations, in Drew McIntyre. I just worry that you're beating him too much. You know what I'm saying? Like he's losing a little bit too much, and I think that could kill his character, to me, because he was very strong starting this year, and then after the Roman thing, it's just kind of like, what are we doing with him? We need to refocus him and recenter him. But I don't think this is going to be their final match, so I'm okay with Karrion winning this, and I think he will win it.
Yeah, Karrion will probably win.
He got a lot to
Drew
prove.
Drew will win eventually.
Yeah, he got a lot to lose.
Drew will get his win back eventually. But I do think Karrion will win.
Yeah, yeah, he's got a lot to prove. I think he came in with a lot of people not liking him. I've been lipoing his situation. The presentation's been good. Okay, the matches have to match up to it. This is my big lipo of the show. I'm gonna let
Mm.
this one play out. Even bigger than the Liv Morgan thing. I'm letting this one play out. Speaking of Liv, let's get to that one next. Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match. Liv Morgan won the title off of a Money in the Bank cash in. I'd
Mm-hmm.
say for her to have this title for over 90 days at this point, to me, that's a bigger wish than anyone could have ever wanted because usually they don't last that long, right?
Right.
I think the ceiling here, the bar here is for them to have a great match.
She loses valiantly.
Yes.
That's
That
a
is the bar.
that is the bar. She loses valiantly. I like the business they did on SmackDown this week. I didn't like the idea of introducing a bat and then making it immediately disposable. Because that bat just flew. I was like, all right, so what else you got? But clearly, Liv is bringing it to Ronda, and they're evening the playing field a little bit because I think everyone just kind of assumed it was a foregone conclusion that Ronda Rousey will absolutely wipe the floor with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is bringing it to her doorstep, saying, "Nah, bitch, uh, I does this too. I'm from Jersey," as one Whitney Houston would say. Um, I'm from Jersey. We get down. That's how we get down. So I like this. I like where they're currently at with this feud. I like how they've kind of rehabbed it a little bit after the booing thing a little bit. They definitely put Liv back in the right saddle of things. Um,
I just think it's time for Ronda to get the title back. I just think it's time.
yes, but let's say Ronda does get the title. Who's she facing in the future? Whereas
Shayna?
Liv, I mean, there's definitely Shayna. Whereas Liv, I still think there's a litany of opponents that she could possibly face as well.
True.
So
True.
I'm still kind of like on the fence because
I don't think this is going to be Liv's last time, though.
I'm
I don't think this is her last time winning. Look, let's be clear. This is not her last time winning the title.
no, of course not. But I don't know. You know what? As the betting man in me would say,
I did not know you were a betting man, but continue, sir.
incredibly FanDuel all day, all day, all day. Um, I'm gonna go with Ronda Rousey because just the odds is better and it just makes more sense. I
It
do
makes
not
more
want to
sense.
see. Yeah, I don't want to see Liv Morgan's. I honestly don't want to see her championship reign end. It's kind of been really, really refreshing. Seeing her in this role, rising to the thing. We all knew that she could. She currently is doing it. Um,
But my thing is this: where does this title go for Survivor Series if? And we're just guessing here because we don't know. You still have a Saudi show that they could do a rematch at. You
absolutely.
still have you could still have the rubber match because if Ronda wins, it's 1-1. Or wait, no, it's 2-1, right? It's 2-1.
Yeah, Liv beat her twice.
Yeah. So you could still that's crazy. You could still you could still do the match again in Saudi and have it be a submission match or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Um,
What if Charlotte shows up?
I don't think she's gonna show up.
All right.
If the idea
I'm
Meelz is
electing Charlotte show up and make it a triple threat match for Saudi.
oh, you mean show up at Extreme Rules or show up just in general between
Show
now
up at
and Saudi?
Extreme Rules. Show up at Extreme Rules. Start
Not at
kicking the
Extreme
shit out of both of them.
not at Extreme Rules. If your idea is you're gonna do Bray Wyatt, people are gonna be waiting for Bray Wyatt. Not you know what I'm saying?
All right. I mean, yeah. Okay. All right.
You could be right though. I'm not denying that you could be right, bro. I'm just saying.
Nah, I know. I'm gonna pick Ronda Rousey for now, but I'm not ruling out Charlotte could show up and start big booting niggas like Test. No.
I don't think this feud is over if whether whoever loses or wins, but I think Ronda's going to win. I think they're going to run it back one more time in Saudi, and then you have a Survivor Series, which like what would be what is the SmackDown? Because the thing is, I feel like there's more heat to a Raw
You
War
can
Games
do
than a SmackDown.
so. Let's say this. Here's my pie in the sky booking. Charlotte comes back, um, just goes crazy, but ends up costing Ronda the match. Like roll up some sort of stupid shit. So now Liv Morgan has gone down 3 times. They set up a triple threat match in Saudi for the women's championship. Now you have the option. Do you want to go Liv versus Bianca at Survivor Series? Do you want to go Ronda versus Bianca at Survivor Series? Or do you want to go Charlotte versus Bianca at Survivor Series?
I feel like Bianca's going to be in the first women's War Games on the main roster.
Oh,
I feel like
right. I forgot that. I forgot
yeah,
that.
I feel like there is. I think she is. I think Damage Control versus Bianca and whoever is pretty much a go for that. I'm a little bit unsure on the bloodline part of it, but I'm pretty sure that Bianca's going to be in that match. I would say like probably Becky will be in that match too. To be honest with you, I'm starting to talk like you now.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, yeah.
um, that's some good analysis right there. You're a good guy, Meelz. I like you a lot.
Listen, I book for the people, you know?
Next up, Edge versus Finn Balor. I quit match.
There's
This
no
is
way. Edge is saying there's no way you can make him say I quit.
which no, he said there's no way that you could physically make him say I quit. So I think they're going to emotionally make him say I quit.
They gonna hold his wife up. I knew that was what they're gonna do. They're gonna grab Beth, tie her by her ankles, and put a chair under her head and raise
Gonna
another
be,
chair over her head.
no, I think it's gonna. I've been saying this for weeks. I feel like it's gonna be Ray. I feel like they're gonna put Ray in the concerto position, and I feel like they're
Nah,
gonna be like,
because if I was Edge, I'd be just as pissed off as AJ Styles was on Sunday.
I'll be like, do it, nigga. I don't care.
I'd be like, yo, fuck this nigga. I don't even know why I'm in this man's business. It's his badass kids. I don't know why I'm continuing to do this, or put myself in this situation.
I think this is a situation where you got to shit or get off the pot with Judgment Day here. You got to give them that win so they can move on from Edge. Honestly, they need to move on from Edge. And if your idea,
This feud has been. I'll say this. Sorry to interrupt you, but this feud has been kind of unspectacular based on just Edge not being around as frequently, and it being really told through the eyes of Rey Mysterio more than anything. Because the match you really want to see is Rey Mysterio versus Dominic at this point. Edge
bro,
versus Finn Balor kind of feels like a precursor to all of that, and it feels like it was kind of thrown out of nowhere because Edge returned. I feel like there hasn't been any real storyline developments with Edge and Finn Balor that's actually happened outside of stuff with Rey Mysterio. So
he
I'm
pinned him. He pinned him. He pinned him.
yeah, but
And he
those
pinned him at he pinned him
yeah,
at in Cardiff.
yeah, but that was weeks ago. I feel like that was weeks ago,
It wasn't that long ago. No, it
and
was like a month.
he returned last week.
And they got their get back. They pinned him. They got their get back, and it's just his get back. He's going after the leader at this point. He's going after the head of the snake at this point. I think it makes sense, but I feel like they're trying to close the loop on the Edge part of this, which I think is good because he needs to move on. This has been going on since April. This is
My prediction is Bray Wyatt shows up and beats up Edge. Bray
what I
Wyatt
mean.
shows up and beats up Edge.
Who has to quit?
You can throw the wrench in there. I don't know what to say. Have Edge. I don't know. Oh, that's a good point. Damn.
He has to quit. That's why I'm like,
Where's
it
Beth?
can't work
Gotta
because
have Beth.
he has to quit. So I think that again, you got to position Judgment Day going into because again, this is spinning off into an AJ Styles feud, spinning off the Rey Mysterio thing. They're still gonna have going. They're building up Rey versus Dom to something big, and I appreciate that. Like I'm glad that they're not throwing it out there. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. I think with Judgment Day, they got to move on from the Edge part. We get it. He made y'all. He created y'all. They're gonna destroy you for one last time. Have Finn win this and have him move on. I'm with that. So I would have Finn Balor win this. I think he's gonna win this. What do you think is gonna main event here? The ladder match or the which one are we gonna do? It's got to be Fight Pit, right?
Fight Pit.
Yeah, so let's go to Bianca Belair versus Bayley ladder match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. One cool part about this, the only championships being defended on this pay-per-view are women's championships. That's really cool to me.
That's nice. That's neat. Very
Yeah.
listen, Roman ain't showing up. Y'all just it's PLEs, man. We do anything. I think we're gonna have a spaces. I think they want to have a spaces too after the show. So I have
Okay.
a spaces. For everyone who's wondering. Bianca Belair versus Bayley.
It's tough. There's been a lot of hot takes being spread about damage control, some that I just don't agree with whatsoever. But I think this is the chance for them to kind of have their coming out party against Bianca Belair. It's been around for about a month now. Bayley's been back for about a month. Bianca's been champion for quite some time. There's always that one point of your long run where you lose it and get it back. Is this the point where Bianca loses it and gets it back?
Nah.
I don't think so either.
Triple H be guessing these long ass reigns though. Like he loves these long ass fucking reigns. And if she can go from 1 year to 1 year as champion, Triple H will do that. I still think Charlotte is in the way of this champion. Charlotte is going to be the one to take it off of Bianca, just cause. But it will not be Bayley. No, all types of chicanery is going to happen in this ladder match. KOD off the top of the ladder. Give me WWE 2K22.
This is the perfect opportunity for them to wake up one morning and say, this could go either way. Let's just have Bayley win it. You know what? Last minute, let's have Bianca win. That's how this match goes. Because coming out of it, you could say Bayley never pinned me. Coming out of it, Bayley could say, well, you didn't pin me in a regular match. It was bullshit. Whatever.
Very true.
You could still run this back in Saudi. Still do this again.
But I don't want a toxic attraction, this fucking Raw thing, you know? Maybe it's because I've seen Toxic Attraction on NXT. I'm an avid NXT watcher. That I'm just like, I don't want like.
Wow, did you just say you're an avid NXT watcher? This is from the guy who was not an avid NXT watcher.
I always watch NXT. Yeah, I'm always in the thing. I haven't watched it. Actually, haven't watched it the past 2 weeks. Once I saw it was taped, I was like, all right, ain't shit going on. So I haven't watched it 2 weeks, but I'm going to watch it tonight or yesterday, depending on when you're listening to this. And actually, BT Awards is you can watch BT Awards on YouTube, but just watch performances on YouTube. I want to watch Uncle and Few on fucking Uncle and Few. But shit, man. You know, I'm still Bianca. I don't know.
I'll go Bianca because you can still run this back.
Yeah.
I just don't want another all the gold angle. I'm sorry. I don't want another all the gold angle.
Yeah, me neither. That's really it. I don't want to do it again. Do I think Bayley deserves a championship run? Honestly, not really. Like, no offense. Sorry, Novak.
Novak is going to kill you.
Sorry, Novak. But please, I love you. But like, it don't seem like the momentum is right yet. It don't feel like the wind is captured in the wind quite yet. It still feels like Bianca's wind, you know?
Let her win in Saudi. I think you kind of want to give Bianca that first women's championship ladder match. Kind of give her that. And then have her win in Saudi. It's only 3 weeks away. You know what I'm saying? Like, just have her win. Or is it 3 weeks away? 4 weeks away. But yeah. Probably. Have her win in Saudi. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's whatever. I really think that they want to give Bianca the Rumble win, the Elimination Chamber win, the WrestleMania main event win, the SummerSlam win, and they want to give her the ladder match win.
It's a badass video package, I'll tell you that.
Oh, she has to be one of the only one. You know what I'm saying? She's got to be one of the only ones. I think that's what they want to do is have her be that. That's her. Yeah, that's her claim to fame, and I'm cool with it that way. Would you be mad if Bayley did win this?
No, but I'd be like, okay. It wouldn't be like excitement. Like, but actually, I haven't seen the match yet. So if I see the match, it depends on my reaction. But overall, I think I would be like, she had a good run. At least she gets to still show up on SmackDown for some reason.
Main event, which is
show up and Faith live.
Main event, which is what I think will be the main event. Well, because the thing is, one of these women's titles has to be kind of inactive in November or both of them have to be inactive in November. And I don't think they're doing champ v champ unless they're doing. What if they're doing show versus show war games?
I still feel like we'll get a show versus show aspect for Survivor Series.
Okay.
I still feel like that.
Main event, I think, what we think will be the main event because it's a huge structure which requires you to take the ring ropes out and shit like that. Is the fight pit Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins.
This is
Daniel
where Bray
Cormier.
Wyatt shows up. Right here. This is where he shows up.
Some people are saying Brock Lesnar is going to show up or is going to be in the building.
For what,
Yeah.
nigga? for fucking what? Why would he show up? Is he coming to Brooklyn on Raw on Monday? No. Why would he show up at Philly on Saturday?
Against these two.
Yeah.
Also.
He ain't got no stake in this.
I don't know. This has been going for a while. Was supposed to be in SummerSlam. It's quickly grown into a huger deal since then.
Good word there. Huger.
Huge. Yes. Daniel Cormier, special guest referee. Hey, he cut a promo, boy.
He been waiting for this moment. He been waiting for this.
I said, all right then. I said, okay then.
Listen. They're gonna give you a spot in this thing where like Seth Rollins pushes him, right? And Cormier gonna do some. Maybe it comes after the match. Maybe it's something. Maybe Matt Riddle wins and Seth Rollins isn't happy with it or something. And like Seth Rollins pushes Daniel Cormier. Well, you go slap on one of them judo holes and he gonna get you. Like, listen, man, I might have to retire from this UFC shit. Once he feels the energy of the crowd, once he hits that hip toss, once he does that judo flip, he's gonna be like, nah, this UFC shit is for the birds.
PC me.
Oh, hey, not you 43. Never mind.
We could do one match.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
You think they give a fuck? They was about to let Tyson Fury roll around in there. They don't give a shit.
I guess, yeah, you could do one match. Do one match in Saudi. There you go. Saudi.
Yeah, it'll work. You think Becky shows up for that ladder match, by the way? I just thought about that.
I feel like on Raw, she'll be back.
Okay.
I'm feeling very Brooklyn-y with it.
Riddle, Rollins. I don't know what this is going to look like. And I feel like this whenever there's a fight pit. I don't know what this is going to be like. But they always end up being really, really fun.
Yeah, well, past two ones we saw have been like shoot, man, shoot.
This has to be a little more spectacle. I agree.
Yeah, this has to be. Seth Rollins is like, I don't know about all this shit, man. You gonna wear some capri pants?
Is he gonna wear the little Muay Thai pants?
The little Muay Thai capris.
Oh my god, he's gonna look like Sagat.
That would be fire. That would be fucking fire. I don't know. Who do I think are gonna win this match? Who's won the last two fight pits?
Riddle and Thatcher.
All right. See, the thing is, Rollins needs a win.
Yeah, he gotta win. What do you mean he gotta win?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah. He's been getting
wins. Yeah, this would be 1-1 for them, for these two. It'd be 1-1.
He losing.
He could lose this one in Riddle's basically signature match. He could lose this one and not lose anything for it. I mean, he's been talking shit about the guy's family. He beat him already. Now that there's really kind of like no rules, it had to be submission or knockout. I could see it happening. I can really see it happening. Riddle, they got to figure out something for this guy. My thing is that he's one of the biggest casualties of the fact that there's no title on the show that he's on. He's one of the biggest casualties because I feel like he probably would have had it and floated it around at this point if there had been a World Heavyweight Championship on Raw at this time.
I don't know. I'll get Riddle. I'm trying to think, like Riddle or Rollins. Like neither of them are like
they both. Well, Riddle needs to win more than Rollins, but it ends up looking like 50-50 if he beat him at Clash and then he beats him in the fight.
What's long term for Riddle? Like, what are we doing for Riddle? Bray?
It could be Bray. Yeah, it could be Bray. It could be.
But Bray feuds all start the same. He attacks the person, randomly. Literally
Yeah.
out. Literally 100% attack rate on feud starting. Um,
He could bounce to Judgment Day fully. He could bounce to Lashley. They did that before. They've already done Lashley to death with Riddle.
well, they doing
Uh,
yeah, they doing Lashley versus Rollins next, so probably Rollins wins. Probably
no, no,
Bray
no.
Wyatt.
I was thinking he loses and gets his heat back by beating Lashley.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna pick Rollins. I'm gonna pick Rollins.
Even though I don't think that giving Rollins the U.S. title is a good
Nah,
substitute for winning the world title. You know what I'm saying? Like he needs the world title, not this one.
that's what I was
And the
saying.
guy,
I was like, "Yo, what are they doing?"
like you would give it to Theory over Seth. That's why I was like, why don't? And I know it's dumb, and I know like it's kind of taking a New Japan trope, but it's just like, man, put that fucking briefcase up, man, and give it to Seth. Stop playing with us. Stop fucking playing with me, man.
I'm going with Seth.
I go with Riddle.
All
I go
right.
with Riddle here. This should be a good show, though. All things considered, this should be a really good show. I love wrestling on Saturdays. It's perfect. I think that it's the perfect idea. I love that they've done this and they've continued this over 2022. And it's some interesting ones. I think the Bianca outcome, the Riddle outcome. I think all of these have very interesting outcomes as to what will happen in the fall for this company. I think that more than anything, they have a couple of they need a little bit of work on the week to week stuff as usual. But I'm intrigued as to where they go into Crown Jewel and Survivor Series. So that at least will have me interested in the show.
I agree. I'm interested, and I'm excited for a very contested Saturday of pro wrestling.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to the A Show this week. Make sure that you follow us along on our spaces after Extreme Rules goes off the air on Saturday, and we'll be talking about all of the happenings from Philadelphia. I almost said Pittsburgh, from Philadelphia, on Extreme Rules. So thank you guys for listening. For Meelz, I'm Justin. We'll see you guys later. Peace.